What is up, everybody? Happy Monday. Jerry with Dipping Up Trading, back for another video. Going to be talking about a couple of stocks today. The first of which is going to be Aterian, or ticker symbol ATER. Going to be just giving you guys kind of like a midday analysis and rundown on where we're currently at. Going to kind of give you guys like from the previous couple of days, since I wasn't able to post anything towards the end of last week. I apologize. I've been studying for real estate exams, so I've been devoting a lot of my time to that. But now that I've finished all that, I can actually focus a little bit more on this, moving forward. So, but before I do that, sorry, I forgot. Before I do that, please don't forget to hit that like and that subscribe button down at the bottom of the screen. Helps people find the content and the channel all together, and just helps the community continue to grow. On the day today, Aterian is currently trading at $7.26. All right, so Aterian is currently trading at $7.26, down 23 cents or 3.07% on the day. What's interesting about this is over the last, one, two, three. So I'm looking on the hourly chart of the last 3 days. We've entered into some pretty major bullish divergence, and we're starting to bottom out here and bounce off of this support. We're at about $7. From the grand scheme of things, though, this thing has been in bullish divergence for quite some time. I mean, just going back even from here. So since September 29th, we're going almost on a full month pretty much. And finally, when we did level out, you can see here we started to bounce and we ran all the way up to right at like $10 again. I think, yeah, $10.15. Which would be nice for us to get to again. Now, as this continues, if it does continue to dip, there's no reason that it should continue any further, just because of the support that this thing does have from the community, as well as it being one of the heavily shorted stocks. I mean, but look at this, like this here. Notice how it's just being stair-stepped down. I mean, it's not natural price action right there. So, it is being manipulated. Pretty much a lot of the market last week, I will say, was red. So this could be indicative of the index that it follows too these last 2 days. So that could also be a possibility. I personally haven't done enough of that research to be able to confirm or deny that, but I will. And I can post that on my next video. But currently, like I said, we are in bullish divergence. We have been over the last 3 trading days. So I would expect some sort of tick up. Also, the MACD has converged across that signal line on the hourly as well. So that would be something to keep an eye out for as well. Now, if it does bounce, we would need to break, looks like $7.70. But before that, I'd say like $7.50. So if we break $7.50, next would be that $7.70 range. And then from there, it would be $8.05 and then $8.20-ish or so. So we do that. We'll be off and moving again. Let me jump over and check Ortex for you guys. All right, so Ortex is, all right, so this is for Aterian. So utilization is currently at 91.12% versus the previous 7 days of 99.45%. So we're down 8.38% there. Cost to borrow is also down. Now that's just indicative of that utilization. So typically when the utilization goes down, cost to borrow does as well. Shares on loan is still up there, currently at 13.37 million. And the current percent of free float on loan is 66.39%. Now, it's interesting because cost to borrow right here versus cost to borrow on the live updates from Ortex do differ. Now, keep in mind, a lot of the data from Ortex is self-reported, but it still does report from 85% of the exchanges. But we also don't know, and we don't really have the transparency that we want from a retail trader standpoint to be able to say, hey, this is 100% accurate. Like, I need to be able to trust this. I mean, I'm taking everything from Ortex, even that with a grain of salt, even though it's reporting for the most amount of exchanges. But pretty much, I mean, everyone from that point forward does have their own opinion and does kind of do their own DD and research differently. But just make sure whatever you guys do, whenever you guys are entering a position or even leaving a position, make sure you have a plan, make sure you're trading that plan and stick to it. The moment you start to switch and go outside of what your norm is, that's when you start to lose, right? And that's not something that you want to do, because then you put yourself in a bad situation where you need to either sell and take a loss or you're a bag holder, which is not something that you want to do. So moving forward, we have the current short interest change on the day. Again, this is a live update. It's down 1.23, so down 1.25%. We had 1.38 million return versus 1.21 million borrowed against, for a net borrow change of 165,000 returned for Ethereum. Current short interest to free float 26.1%. Cost to borrow is just under 69%, respectively. And the cost of our max is hovering around 122.5%, leaving that average around 77.5% for that cost to borrow yearly interest rate. Okay. Again, like I said before, I'm not expecting this to stay around that long in terms of this negative trend that it's been on. I mean, Camber Energy has been along a similar path, and it's starting to slowly work its way back up. Same thing with Smile Direct Club. Smile Direct Club also bounced and is also in bullish divergence. They've been in bullish divergence actually a little bit longer than Ethereum has, by like one trading day. So I would expect, same with Root. Like all these are flowing the same in terms of that bullish divergence. So keep an eye on these heavily shorted stocks. Remember, what goes down must come up. Something cannot go down forever. So just keep an eye on it. And as I'm talking, STC is about to go green. Let's see. Ethereum is starting to make a move a little bit too. Notice these bottoming tails here. So that's, excuse me. So that's reflective of buyers starting to sit back in. And that's also why you're seeing this MACD cross that signal line and start to have some bullish momentum again. So just keep an eye on it. If you haven't entered the position, this could be potentially a good position to enter because we're in that bullish divergence. So there is going to be some sort of a swing if you're looking to swing it for the week, or even just a couple of days, or even if you're going to day trade it. Just keep an eye on it. I wouldn't really expect us to see another dip unless there's some sort of catalyst that comes out, just because of the amount of volume that's coming in. I mean, volume currently is at just under 3.25 million. Yeah, 3.25 million, and the current average volume is 25, almost 25 and a half. So we're drastically low in terms of that volume. So just keep an eye on it. And yeah, that'll pretty much wrap up this one, and I will see y'all on the next video. See ya.